Hey guys, it's Danny Bell. I hope you're having an awesome day today wherever you are in the world. We're on day 26 on our Farm-Poor Island, Sugarbelle, and yeah, it's beautiful. It's fall. You can see the beautiful red leaves falling from all of the trees. Oh my gosh. Guys, I love this season in Animal Crossing. It's one of my faves. I'm actually really sad that it's sort of coming to a close here soon. Everything's going to start wilting and getting sort of less vivid and dull. I'm hopeful that we can sort of make the most of this time. Hey Norma! Norma's walking around today by the plaza over by the little train station. Yeah, so just wanted to say hello to a few of our villagers, and then I thought we could do a speed build today. We've sort of slowly but surely, in between holiday builds, doing some building up around the island, trying to sort of transform it into a beautiful farm-core island. Slowly but surely collecting all of our dreamy villagers that we've been wanting to collect on the island. We have Roswell over here. He's one of the new villagers. We got him a few episodes back. He was one of our campers right after the 2.0 update, so I was really excited to see his face. He definitely was not a planned resident for Sugarbelle, but so far I'm really liking him a lot. He's a smug type, so I really love the smug personalities. We created a little bayou area habitat for him, so if you missed that video, please check it out. But yeah, I thought maybe today it would be nice if we worked on the area over by the beach. So I really struggle. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely struggle with the vertical beach decorating on Animal Crossing New Horizons. I don't know what it is. I guess just because it's a long, narrow strip of land. You can see we have this spot that's near our dock by our cabin build. It just sort of runs the long length of the island. Towards the backside, we have this huge rock over here, which I would really like to do something stellar with. I really love the rocks in this game. I love that you can place furniture on them and custom codes, and it sort of leads up to this cowboy campsite that we did, which was one of the first builds we did on the island. It's been sitting here just kind of chilling on its own for a while. We do have this little space back here, but I'm thinking maybe we'll work on that once we get to the secret beach area, you know, a few days out or whatnot. But yeah, I wanted to focus on this area today. It's really empty. I'm not entirely sure. In the past with a lot of islands, I've sort of neglected the beaches because I think they're probably my least favorite, the vertical beaches. They're a struggle. You can do a lot of cool perspective things with them. So I'm thinking today maybe what we're going to do is turn it into sort of like a little Western style area, something that's reminiscent of like a desert or Western sort of spot, just because it does lead up to the cowboy campsite. So we're going to speed things up and yeah, let's get going. So first things first, guys, we need to put down some custom paths because with the beach, it's really hard. I don't know, something about the beaches. I've done a lot of builds since Animal Crossing New Horizons came out with beaches being actual beaches, but I'm kind of pushing myself this time. I thought it might be fun if we sort of turn these beaches into actual areas, part of the island, so that they looked less like a beach and more like utilizable, is that a word? Utilizable areas on the beach that are a part of the island, extending out from the island instead of just a separate beach area. Definitely putting plants and trees is nice, and I wish we could put real plants and trees on the beach. We can obviously put flowers, but things like regular trees, unless they're a palm tree, you can't plant on the beach, so it definitely limits us. But guess what, guys? One of the things that I love the most about the 2.0 update is all of the placeable trees. Oh my gosh, I think that's probably like one of the most exciting parts for me is just having the ability to put plants and greenery and things like that that we can actually place down. And I think that for beach decorating, it's like a huge game changer. And I'm really excited because I think that using... Hey Norma, Norma's checking us out again, what we're doing. I think having the ability to place a lot of those items on the beach areas is going to be huge because we can definitely transform a beach area from just a little hangout place with a few flowers and some little things dropped or placed into like actual spaces that we can consider huge builds on parts of our island. So really excited to try out some of the new items in this build today. And what I'm doing to start out with is just placing down some of these custom designs. I'm loving this dried leaf pattern. I feel like I've been using it a ton. It's been used a ton already on the island, but I'll be sure to put the custom design information in the description of the video for you guys if you're looking for something like this on your island to use. I just think it's perfect. One of the things I've been trying to do too on this island is creating sort of like a negative space path. I don't really know how else to describe it, but it's basically setting down path and then leaving an open area that's blank, like we did up on the rock right there. So you can almost see a path forming, even though you're actually covering the empty spots with path to create an empty spot path, if that makes sense. The other thing I wanted to use a lot of in this builder, again, the trees. We've got some cactuses. I'm super excited because I love this item. I think it's perfect, especially if you have sort of like a western or southwest sort of flair on your island. It's just perfect. I'm really excited. I think this was one of the places where I literally jumped out of my seat when I saw it on the Nintendo Direct video a few weeks back. I'm really excited that we have this item. I don't know. I feel like we've been as creative as we possibly can be with all of the other potted plant items that we had in the game prior, and I feel like we sort of exhausted those resources. So it's really nice to have a whole new pool of items to pull from that we can use as placeables. And oh my gosh, I love these cacti. They're so cool. I totally love them. The texture and the detail on them are perfect. I think it just makes areas like this that are southwest very believable, super awesome. So I'm really excited to use some of these today. The other path that I've been putting down here is this wooden plank pathway. I really like this one too. I think I used this previously on Cocoa Bell, which is a Tropicore island that I did a while back. So yeah, really excited. Love this pattern. So I'll be sure to put that in the description for you guys as well, because these are not my patterns, but super thankful to the amazing creators that put them out in the world for us to use. So yeah, just placing some more items. We've got some little wheat field squares that I'm putting here and there to create some height a little bit and a little bit of movement in the build. This is a really versatile item, so don't discount it if you haven't seen it yet. I actually found this one in the cranny for sale not long ago, and so I've been hoarding all of those, and then definitely have some plans in the works to use them to make a ginormous wheat field on the backside of the island at some point. So really thankful to have been able to catalog that item for sure. Okay, so I wanted to do a little bit of work with simple panels. So my idea that I was thinking would be cool for us to do on the rock over there is to sort of create like an old-fashioned Southwest type of building, maybe like an Alamo style building, if that makes sense. I thought it would be really cool to put it on the rock over here. We also have this fabulous covered wagon. Oh my gosh, another item that I was literally leaping out of my seat because I was so excited to see it come in the game. I remember seeing this on previous Animal Crossing titled games, and I was really sad actually that we hadn't gotten it in New Horizons yet. So when the update dropped, I was just beyond thrilled. So putting down a nuptial bell here, I thought this would be a nice centerpiece to sort of create the illusion of a bell inside of a building, that sort of thing. And then we're using a simple panel with sort of a wooden door to create the look of an opening. And then I'm loving these medieval building sides. These are amazing. There's tons of different colors of these. If you guys haven't seen them yet, definitely try to get your hands on some, even if it's not the color you want, because you can definitely take a trip over to Harv's Island. And as long as you've unlocked Reese and Cyrus, you can change the color of them. It's totally worth it. I love it for this build. There's so many different color combinations with these. You could literally create any type of look you want, it seems. There's pastels. There's some that are sort of like more worn down and dilapidated looking. I just really love them. So I'm really thrilled that these were added into the game, because I think those of us that have been playing since March of 2020 when the game launched, like I feel like there's been a lot of exhaustion pertaining to trying to creatively use items that are not using them for what they're not really meant to be used, to create different spaces like the bookshelves. The tall bookshelves, I think, were a huge one, as well as the simple panels, but you know, you can only do so much with those. And so having an item like this that is a straight up wall with a little bit of a roofing on top, I think normally we probably all would have used customized stalls or something like that with leveling, but with the rocks, you can't terraform. So it would be really difficult to achieve that kind of height, because you can see in the middle the difference between the simple panel height and these walls. So yeah, really excited to have the ability to do this, because I think creating a space on a rock like this where we can't terraform is huge. It really gives us the ability to be able to use these spaces in bigger ways than we had been in the past. So okay, so I put down some pirate barrels. I love those. They have a really nice worn look, which is perfect. We have a little simple sign, a basic wooden sign here with the wanted ad on it, with the customization kit that we use to change that. We've got a wooden box here. I love these boxes. I think they're perfect, especially if you have a rustic island. anything like that sort of thing, I think works really well. I love these ruins items. I think that they're going to be a huge game changer as well. Even if you're not doing sort of like a ruins style island, I feel like they're pretty versatile. Anything that looks sort of rocky. Definitely wanted to fill in with some of these other older items like the garden rock and the tall and flat garden rocks. I think that they're perfect when you're doing landscaping and stuff like that. So definitely, even though they're older items, definitely worth using. I'm loving these wheat field squares, guys. You can get them in a few different colors. You can customize them to be more of like a pale green or a rich like tan, more of like a wheat tone. Yeah, really love them. I think that they are going to be huge in decorating farm core islands. Really love the movement. They sort of behave like a leaf pile where you can walk over it and move. They move with the wind and all that stuff. So really love it. Okay, next part of the build. So I wanted to put some fencing down. I'm really still loving this barbed wire fence. And guys, please don't underestimate the ability to put a few little pieces of fencing down. Even if you're not enclosing an area, I think that fencing adds a nice touch to a build. It definitely sort of differentiates the areas, kind of creates different spaces and winding paths, stuff like that, which is perfect for a vertical beach because the vertical beaches are sort of long and boring. They are kind of hard sometimes to create a different type of space and get it to mesh with the areas that they connect. So really loving to be able to use some of the barbed wire fence here just to sort of break it up and give your eye something to look at, around the cactus. So yeah, I really like it. I wanted to put a springy ride-on horse here in front of this little carriage to give it the illusion that the horse is pulling the buggy, and I think it's really cute. I know that's not my original idea. I think back when the game first came out, it was pretty popular to use a flower garden wagon, and then put a springy ride-on in front of it to look like a little carriage, and it's super cute. So that was sort of inspired by that. Also using a lot of these old dilapidated type of trees. These are a new item as well. They're actually just like the spooky trees from Halloween minus the pumpkins and lights. I'm really liking the decaying trees. They're wonderful and I highly recommend. They're actually a DIY item, so if you're able to get your hands on that DIY, it's totally worth it. I think that they're going to be another very versatile item that we can use on our islands to decorate with. So bear with me, guys. I'm sort of moving some of these items around. I wasn't really 100% sure what I wanted to do with this entrance portion of this vertical beach, so I do change that a couple of times. My apologies. Just sort of looking to see what items we can mix in to make it look like it flows really well and definitely not block all of the views. Victoria's doing her morning workout. P.S. Like right here as we're decorating in our little Alamo area. I don't know what she's thinking, but it's cracking me up. I did put a little bit of this log fence down. This, of course, is the fencing from Harm's Island that was so highly sought after when the game released, and it's finally available for players to obtain and use on the game. So really excited to use some of that. And then, like I said, I don't know, when I do builds, I do tend to sort of go back and forth. I know it's a little bit crazy, and I apologize, guys. I'm not really focused on one area at a time, but I don't know. It's just how the creativity flows, I guess. I sort of will put stuff down, see how it looks. If it doesn't quite look right, I'll just pick it up, move it, replace it with something else. And that's one of my favorite parts about Animal Crossing is, nothing is permanent. You can pretty much just switch things out if you don't like it. And if it doesn't have the look you like, don't be afraid to tear it down and redo it. I mean, that's part of the fun, right? So just sort of replacing a few things here. I wanted to put a little small seating area when you walk in, and I wasn't loving that rock there, that mossy rock. That's actually another item. It glows, so I'll be interested to see how this looks when night falls. A lot of the glowing moss items are really awesome in this game. There's so many. Not only are there clothing items, there's actual like rocks and little moss ball seats and stuff like that you can get. And I guess Victoria is inviting us over. I guess we're having a little impromptu rest point here in the middle, little intermission, I guess, as we're doing our build. I didn't want to say no because I feel like when the villagers invite us over now, it's sort of like a new mechanic in the game. It's really great for friendship points. I forgot to mention this in the last video because it was right at the tail end as I was recording. But I actually ended up getting Agnes's photo for us yesterday. She invited herself over to our house, and I wish I would have had the record button going because it was super cute, but she gave us her photo and it was so adorable. So I'm really thrilled to have finally earned one of our villagers' photos for us. It's super cute and memorable. So I definitely didn't want to decline Victoria because we want to earn her photo too. All right, so just placing a few more items like that little vine lamp back there. That is a craftable item. I wanted to put a few little like of the creepy skull and bone set over there just to kind of give it a real desert look. And then just putting a few little items here out. I'm still loving the marigolds that were out for Halloween. I think it's a really cute item. Really excited to be able to continue to use that into fall, and I'm loving this little pot. I got this little pot at the Happy Home Academy DLC after doing some work on some builds and earning some pokey. So really just thrilled to be able to use the shop there too and see some new items for sale that we can also use on our own islands. So really loving it. I'm putting down a little rune seat and then this cute little worn out scrapbook that I thought would be perfect to set out in front of this old building that we've created here. Just looking for anything that sort of looks rustic and older, maybe that we could place out on top of a wooden plank table. Here I am again, trying to work on the beginning part of this. I don't know what it is about this entrance, guys. I like legit have struggled with this. I don't know what it is. So if you're out there and you're doing some work on your island and it's not looking right, please don't be discouraged. It happens to all of us. Like, you just got to stick with it, try a few things, tear it down. Don't be frustrated if you need to take a break and get a snack. I definitely recommend that too because it works for me. All right, guys, so this is pretty much the finished product. I'm really excited with how this vertical beach turned out. I'm loving the rocks and the movement of the wheat. Loving the cactus. I think they're my favorite, honestly, all of the things in this. Loving how these ruined arches sort of frame this area leading up to the Alamo spot on the vertical beach. You can sort of see the little covered wagon going in the here in the distance with the horse pulling it, which I think is charming for this area. I think it came together nicely. I'm liking the Western vibes it's bringing. It definitely ties in our cowboy campsite back here that's been waiting patiently to have a little bit of decoration around it. So this should make it a little bit more fun next time we have a camper. It's kind of been a minute since we've had a camper, so I'm really excited. Hopefully in the next week or so, we'll get someone new to show up there as a potential prospect on the island. But yeah, really excited with how this turned out. I hope you guys will give this a try for yourselves. If you're looking for something pattern wise, I will be sure to put the custom design patterns that we used in this build in the description of the video for you. And yeah, I hope you'll give it a try. If you decide to visit the island, I'm going to update the dream address so that you guys can come for a visit if you want to see the new builds. I'm trying it new this time instead of just doing a huge dream release address at the end of all of the videos. I decided to kind of do it as we went along this time because I really do want to share this island with you guys. If you see anything, if you have any ideas, if you want to check out the layout of the land, please do so. Just excuse the mess in the back of the side of the island, please. Anyways, guys, that's all for today. Thanks so much for watching. Wishing you all an amazing day. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.